Hey everybody, hope we're all doing well. It's been a little while, a little bit, not super long, but I mean, well, kind of because I would upload video like every week. It's been a little while now, but either way, I want to make a video because it's been a while and I have a little bit on my mind about things and just kind of want to. Don't know where this video is gonna go, but it might be just a bit of a ramble and things on my mind, things I've been just thinking about and insights that might be helpful as well. So, uh, things have been just good. You know, you want to make sure that you're in a good state as always, and I feel like when you're kind of focusing a lot on trying to be, I guess I can say like optimized to your best uh, state, you put a lot of effort into it and like prioritizing things that you think that you need and things that you want to get good at, and just because no one wants to feel like crap or not the best when they're doing things. And obviously you want to put yourself in a state where you're able to be productive and think clearly. Sometimes it's really easy to get yourself in a state where you're not feeling the best, and then you want to try to solve everything, trying to push yourself to like to every pushing yourself to every bit you got, and just don't feel great after. And sometimes you might think, maybe if I wasn't feeling this way, I would have done better. Now, another way to look at it would probably be like, well, if I'm not feeling good about it, and if I don't feel like doing it, then what's the point of doing it? No, obviously we can't think like that, because if everyone thought like that, then nothing would get done. Like literally nothing would get done. Unfortunately, that's just how it is sometimes. You just gotta like push through states when you don't feel like it, when you don't feel like doing things, and it's tough because it's easier said than done. Like when you see like somebody that's going through something, and or say for example like somebody and then they need to do something, and you're encouraging them to do it, but they don't feel like it. It's really easy to just say like, hey, just do it, just do it. And but when you're that person and you're going through that state, it's obviously way harder, because that's the moment where you're like, well, I don't feel like doing it, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I feel like for me, when I come across that situation and I need to push myself to get a certain task done, I like to think of it as doing it for future me. Because I know me in the future will be very thankful that I did that. I'll be very thankful that I did that thing to get done. And I'm very grateful I did, Because it's like there's so many things that sometimes I just would rather not do, but I do it anyways. And honestly, in a way, it can become easier as long as you make it a habit. But when something new and challenging comes, that thing will come again. Like that particular that specific situation where you don't feel like doing this thing, you know you should, but it's still that same difficulty. And wait, I forgot to mention I got a new mic. I'm one of these nerds now that have one of these mics now. So yeah. You just can't you just gotta push yourself sometimes when it comes to those things, and that's the hard part. But I think the thing is, like, when you tell people that you need to push yourself, you need to just do it. Do this thing. It could be that simple. But to some people it's not that simple. And some people just have a hard time understanding that. I think it's because it's the narrative you tell yourself. The narrative that you tell yourself, saying that, well, if I don't feel like doing it, I won't do as good at the job, or I won't do as good at the task, or there's no point to me doing it if I don't feel like doing it. And that's why I mentioned that when I do things that I don't want to do, I tell myself, well, I'm glad if I do it now, my future self will be grateful that I did it. And looking at it through, like, doing this task in order to be consistent and to get this goal, whatever thing, and trying to stay aligned with what you're trying to do. And you can realize that and identify that and change that, how you think and how you perceive that when you come across that situation. You realize that it's just like you have to just to do it. And sometimes that resistance makes more sense, or that pain, like that comfortable pain of wanting not to do it, makes more sense, and feels more, you just understand it. It's like when, I'm trying to think of like an analogy, but I can't think of it. You basically just change the way you look at it. You change the way you see it, and you don't see this as something that you can't do, you can't change, that you just, because that's the biggest thing that you can fall at, is when you think that, as soon as you think you have no control of changing this, and you have no control of doing anything about it, that's when you lose. That's when you don't move forward with what you told yourself what you're gonna do. And you want to hold yourself to what you told yourself and what you wanted to do, because the reputation that you have of yourself is very important, because you want to like yourself. You don't want to be with someone that you can't trust. And it's very important that you can trust yourself in saying, like, I'm gonna do this thing no matter what. When you don't do it, it's like, what the heck, man, you let us down. It's like, stab yourself in the back right there, or you just didn't hold up to what you said you would, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to have that relationship with yourself, saying that I'm not going to do this thing because I don't feel like it, but then you let yourself down because you hold yourself to an expectation, and then next day you're like, well, dang, I didn't do this thing. Now I feel terrible. Now I don't feel like doing it anymore. Now I don't feel like doing this. And it's like, you have to just look at it this way. Look at it as, this is what it is, really. And don't get stuck on that. Don't get stuck on thinking that you can't do anything about it, because you can. And so much control. Really. I just rambled like for a good 10 minutes about this, like doing what you can, you know? And it's true, just do it. I mean, that's what, you know, it is. Or not what it is, but that's the only way you can get your goals done and be consistent and be what you told yourself you want to be. So I'm not sure everything else to say about that, but because I only mention this because I've had something like that a little recently, you know, and where I had to face something and I just, you know, just do it, just do that thing, and um, you know, just realizing that and just being nice to myself too as well, but also taking myself accountability for myself and the things I do and what I want to achieve. But anyways, that's all I'm gonna say about that. I'm done with that little ramble. So I'm gonna talk about um something about, see, I'm trying to like introduce this in a way where it kind of, well, I'm gonna say it. When you think well, I'm just gonna say what's on my mind. I'm gonna say it the way I usually would. I recently, you know, I think I've talked about this in the last video. You know, I had a lot of feelings for somebody, and it was fun. It was interesting. You know, learned a lot from it, and but you know, obviously things don't work out, and that's how it is. Sometimes, you know, or it is what it is with that, and you know, um, but now I'm just in a weird state where it's kind of not real. I'm not really someone, or not really feeling attracted to anybody else right now, or not really interested in anybody else right now. And I've been kind of thinking about that a lot, thinking about how, you know, it's because you think when you go through like something like that and you experience that, like a close bond with somebody, and you build that, you it's fun, you know, in the moment you enjoy it, and it's very enjoyable, you know, it's very fun, and you feel a lot of attraction towards somebody, a little infatuated, and it's maybe missed that a bit, but I think for me, it's making me not really interested in trying to do that again, like right now, at least like not right now. And then obviously that makes sense, you know, because you just open up to somebody and they don't work out, and it's like, okay, you know, it's like, oh, well, you know, it makes sense why you don't want to do it right now, like right away. But I was thinking, you know, some people like to do that like right away, opening up like straight away in um like a relationship again, like they like go off and date someone else straight away sometimes, even if it wasn't that long or considered deep or whatever. um think for me, when, because I didn't really open up to someone like that in a while, and it was very, a lot of things that made me feel things, and I, didn't understand it at that moment. Not in the bad way, but it's more like, I'm realizing how important it is to take your time with the stuff. And I think, you want to be careful with how close you are with somebody and how open you are. And but I think for me, when going through that, I don't think I really want to do that right away, because like there's only so much. It feels draining. That's the best way I can put it. Trying to do that again, it would feel draining, because I don't really see myself doing that again so fast, or doing that again so soon with somebody else. Like, I don't know. These are just some of my thoughts, or some things I just don't understand, but it's going in this video. I guess, I don't know. But now I'm just in a state where I don't like anybody. Like, I don't really feel attracted to anybody, and it's okay. Not that I'm lonely. Doing perfectly okay, to be honest. Just chilling, vibing. But you kind of go in, or you kind of realize how fun it was to just kind of like build a bond with somebody, kind of like talk to somebody like with the intention of possibly dating, but then doesn't work out, but you miss that feeling. It's like, it's pretty cool, that feeling of being close to somebody and then bonding, and then it's something that for me personally, that I hold very, I guess, serious. So, which should be. So kind of my thoughts on that. But like I said, just vibing, cruising, and just obviously, but my main game, or my main aim overall, is my goals, and things that I'm trying to get done and achieve. And focusing on that, most important thing. Sometimes like it can be very distracting when you're, say, like, you're in love with somebody, and you feel so, because you got them on your mind, and you're thinking about them so much, and it's very, very addicting. All you want to do is think about them and just talk to them all day and stuff. And that's the distracting part, because like you might not understand it if you don't go through it, but when you do it, like for me, when I went through it, I was like I really forgot how distracting this was. Like, I really forgot how distracting this was. It was just like, I'm trying to do some work, and it's just like damn, they're on my mind, like, just, or I can't just stop. But I think my way of dealing with that, or the way I try to figure out how to deal with it, is just writing songs and being creative, like writing things about like how I'm feeling, and kind of gets things out in a very like vented way, or a very like I don't know. It's like you got it out, and now it's like okay, well, but obviously it gets initiated again when you're talking to them or you get a text from them. It's like okay, but yeah, it's very fun, and that honestly that's the one thing I miss about that too the most, just being able to just riff off the feeling and just go off the songs and just because when you're in that state of like thinking of somebody, you can be very creative and go with that flow, and it's easier to write songs like that and very fun too. So just riffing off the songs and just being fun with it, and it's my way of kind of like getting it out without telling them. Well, eventually I do tell them I write this stuff, but I don't show people that way later. But I think that's all I got. This is kind of quite of a video I didn't expect to make right away. Still got some ideas that I want to do, some things I want to talk about, and I think I got a plan for this channel even more. And obviously I need to just do it. Just do this plan because I have so many ideas that I want to do, and I kind of just sit on it for a while because I'm not really sure if I can do it, or I'm not sure if I'm ready to do it. And sometimes I need to just do it anyway because I'll never be truly fully ready till I actually do it. The videos that I want to make. So it's kind of where I'm at right now. But I think that's all I got. I think this is my ramble for this video. So, like always, if you enjoyed this video, and you watched this whole video somehow, I appreciate that. I got more videos on my channel. You want to check it out and see where this goes. I'll see you on the next video. Goodbye.